Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Chakodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. I'm the Baba Kalab from the GMS UK, London Forecasters Camp, coming back at you with another lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. Now, I wanted to do this lesson because I was speaking with a brother a few days ago, and I mentioned this this story, because we happen to be talking about the proliferation or popularity of vaping pens that people seem to be using these days. And I was mentioning to him how dangerous they were, and he was talking about the actual they actually do a lot of harm to your body, you know. So although Esau portrays it as a healthier alternative to smoking regular cigarettes, they're actually very dangerous, because they fuck up your they fuck up your mouth and increase the chances of mouth cancer, among many other things. They're not really very good for your health at all. But Esau portrays it as like, oh well, you know what, this is the healthy option I'm going to offer you to get off of regular cigarettes. But really, it's the devil being the devil, because both outcomes are, you know, negatives. Esau's not for your for the betterment of your health, and he doesn't promote long life. You know, the scriptures talk about him being as death, you know. So I wanted to play this video because this is a testimony of someone, a Jake, who was using one of these vape pens, and it blew up while it was in his mouth. And you'll hear the testimony here. And the interesting thing is that what me and the brother who were talking about this issue were saying is that, you know, sometimes Jake don't want to get the message until they have to learn the hard way. You know, and some Jake would have this happen to them and still go back to it, because they've got that, still go back to the thing that caused them damage, because they've got that addiction demon on them. Now, there's a lot of people in the comment section who, you know, are like that. I'm going to point them out. But first, let me play this video. Lord willing, I don't get a copyright strike. This is an old story. It's from 9 years ago, so Lord willing, it should be okay.
A shock for a Tustin man who was smoking an electronic cigarette. It exploded in his face. He told his incredible story to CBS 2 Orange County reporter Michelle Geely.
It was under my tongue, lodged like almost to the back of my throat.
What felt like a bullet was actually the tip of Jesse Milk's e-cigarette that exploded in the Tustin man's mouth.
This is the piece that they found embedded in his mouth.
This picture, taken in the ER last week, shows the second-degree burns on Jesse's face. What the 26-year-old didn't know when he was wheeled in was that doctors would find a piece of his e-cig lodged underneath his tongue. Luckily, his teeth, 3 of which are shattered, slowed the force of that projectile. Otherwise, he could have choked to death.
And then he had to be taken to surgery immediately so that this part of the e-cigarette that was embedded in his tongue had to be removed, and then his tongue had to be repaired along with all the lip area around it that was injured.
7 days later, Jesse Milk is still recovering at the Orange County Burn Center. Today's the first day he's been able to talk. His mother, who's a nurse at the same hospital, heard the explosion coming from her son's bedroom. She says it sounded like a shotgun blast.
This part that's very heavy hit his computer in front of him, while this piece went into under his tongue, and then it hit the roof after the computer, and then it landed on his bed, which the bed started burning.
When it happened, Jesse's e-cig battery was almost dead. He will never get near one again.
I don't even want to see it. It's like scary. I think it's going to blow up.
In Santa Ana, Michelle Geely, CBS 2 News.
So that's an interesting story, because at the end there you had heard the Jake saying he doesn't even want to see it because it's scary. Now, if you read some of these comments, you see what people say, right? His mother's voice was is soothing, glad he's okay. So here's this one. So a device blows up, and instead of addressing the brand of mod and the batteries, vaping is victimized. That's like claiming you should stay away from cars because there was an instance in time where someone's tire blew up while driving. See, this is the mindset of someone who doesn't want to give up their addiction. They've got that demon on them, so therefore they'll find any way to keep justifying what they want to keep doing. And it's very interesting because sometimes the Most High put situations in front of us to give us a reality check. Yeah, it might not have happened to you yet, but hey, there's the potential that it could. You know, you always got to fear the Lord in all things. LOL, you must have no life writing paragraphs on YouTube. Vaping is bad, dude, just accept it. Yeah, the level of cope in this dude's comment is high, but look, he's got 166 people along there with him. And that's why, you know, Esau gets away with this shit, because he's appealing to people's inner demons, which are causing them to be addicted to these certain things, man. This dude needs to go on a fast and pray that the Most High opens up his eyes. Otherwise, his ass is going to get destroyed too. Maybe not by a vape pen, but the Most High might have him taken out, you know, with other negative side effects that come from vaping, or the Most High might just have him taken out by getting hit by a car. You know, we don't know how the Lord's going to do it, but at the end of the day, we're supposed to fear the Most High in all things. Vaping is bad, dude, just accept it. Or they could, you know, just not risk it. But it's an interesting point because, you know, this news article, it doesn't go into the details of what manufacturer it was, what brand it was he was using that blew up, because at the end of the day, although they'll show the odd story like this, they're never going to go into the full depths of the damage vaping is doing, because it's too lucrative a business. They don't want to, Esau don't want to shut that down, because as I said, Esau's not for your health. He's all about your destruction. There's a precept on that. Bear with me while I get this precept, hang on. I had it on deck. This is Proverbs 4 and verse 16. Let's get it on screen. Book of Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 16 says, now let me read up a bit. This is good. Proverbs 4 and 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked. Who are the wicked? That would be the Edomites. Yeah. Let's prove that, just for edification's sake. Malachi 1. Starting at verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh? Yet I love Jacob. So who is Esau? Esau is Edom. I can prove that in a moment, I will. But the Edomites, predominantly so-called white people on the face of the earth today. Alright? Let's finish this precept and I'll prove who Esau is. Verse 3, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have indignation forever. So who is Esau? Genesis 36 will tell us. Genesis 36 on verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. So yeah, you Edomites are predominantly you so-called white people on the face of the earth today. And these are the people that control all the industries that produce, you know, these devices, or these, you know, these drugs, these cigarettes, you know, be it your regular cigarettes or your vaping devices, and he's getting you addicted to them, and he's making money off of your destruction. You know, and you've got stupid people out here who will try and defend it, you know, not realizing that they'd be much better off not having any of these vices and addictions. No, it's not. And so what if it was? Lots of things are bad or dangerous. Humans should be able to do things that are bad or dangerous at their own risk. Nobody wants some dumb, inefficient government pretending they're protecting us from vaping while they let Philip Morris push cigarettes that have killed millions. Not to mention what condition the battery was in. Yeah, bro. The funniest about it is if you ask victims about law, he probably says it's illegal to vape. Yes, but it's less bad than smoking. I would rather vape and be more chill than smoke and have worse lungs and be chill. Oh, this is, you're entering into the depths of insanity here, where people are fighting to defend their addictions, which is just ridiculous. As I say, man, fast and pray to the Lord that He can deliver you from these things. If you are addicted to cigarettes or vaping or whatever else it may be, you got to fast and pray, man, and hope that those demons come off you. And when they do come off you, you don't want to invite them back in. Let me just get this precept. Bear with me. This is Matthew 12. No, let me get it in Luke instead. Luke 11 and 24. Spice it up a little bit. Luke 11 and 24. This is the book of Luke, starting at chapter 11, verse 24. It says, "When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and finding none. He saith, I will return unto my house whence I came out." So the house in this instance is talking about a person's body, because the word body, I believe, goes back to bodega, which means home, if I'm not mistaken. So unclean spirits are demons that can basically enter into people's bodies and dwell there and start to influence the body in certain ways to do certain things. That's why we need to fast and pray that these unclean spirits that might be on us, causing these vices or addictions or whatever other behavior, can depart from us and stay departed from us. Because here's the caveat here, right? Luke 11 and 25. "And when he cometh, that's the right verse. Luke 11 and 25. "And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished." Meaning that when the demon goes out of a person, the person is like in a fresher state. They're free from the demon that was plaguing them. So when the demon returns, it's like a house that's been nicely cleaned and ready to be inhabited again, right? "Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last estate of that man is worse than the first." That's why when you see a lot of people with drug addictions who can't beat them, they tend to start waxing worse and worse over time, because more and more demons are coming into them and dwelling in there, and it ends up fucking them up. So as I say, fasting and prayer is the solution, man. Fasting and prayer. This one more precept I'm going to get before I close this out. Bear me. Matthew 7 and verse 21. Here we go. Matthew 7 and 21 says, "Not everyone that saith..." That's not the one I want. What's going on here? Matthew 17 and 21. Forgive me. Matthew 17 and 21 says this: "Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting." So there's certain demons that don't depart other than by prayer and fasting. So that's the best way to combat these vices and addictions, if you have them, is to pray to the Lord about it and, you know, fast about it too, because doing that weakens the demons that may be inhabiting your vessel. You know, so you starve them out and keep praying. You know, at the end of the day, close out on this, because it's all spiritual. You know, Esau's got these things out here to try and snare us, but we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. But on a deeper level, it comes down to this. Ephesians 6:10, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armour of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So Esau, on the left-hand side, puts all this stuff out there as a snare to people to destroy them, but we can't be ignorant of his devices. So for brothers out there who may be addicted to vaping or cigarettes or whatever else it may be, you know, now's the time to fast and pray that the Most High can take that spirit off of you, because at the end of the day, these are all tools that Esau uses to destroy our people, and we can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. So I want to give all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of great most that rule well. Shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. And I'll catch you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom for now.